Alright, we really need to talk. Like, urgently. Throughout the past year, I've made a total of 6 videos talking about or speculating on id Software's next project, but I've consistently made one mistake throughout all of them. One big mistake. I have completely failed to consider the fact that the next Doom game has already been shown, is available in some regions, and has a high chance of being released globally later this year. That might sound like straight up clickbait, but it's surprisingly extremely truthful, although it has what may seem like a pretty big downside. The next entry in the Doom franchise isn't a next-gen exclusive, it doesn't take place after the events of Tag 2, and it isn't even a AAA FPS game. It's actually a third-person mobile game. You've likely probably already heard of this title before because I did 2 big videos on it without even realizing that it would be the next Doom title to release. It's Mighty Doom. The entire community, myself included, really seemed to dislike this mobile spin-off when it was originally discovered due to the whole thing feeling like an out-of-touch cash grab made to capitalize on the Doom Eternal hype. It looked very cheap, had a very odd amount of microtransactions, and felt completely unnecessary, so I think it's pretty safe to say that those initial opinions did have some serious merit. That was until recently. The studio behind this, which isn't even id Software by the way, has made a serious effort to clean this thing up and listen to community feedback, which is actually the entire reason I wanted to revisit this in today's video. It randomly occurred to me that this is probably the next official Doom game we'll be getting, so it only makes sense to go over the game as it stands now so you won't be shocked when we get a reveal trailer for this at QuakeCon instead of a full-on game. If you're an open-minded player who can see the great benefits of this releasing worldwide, then I think you'll get some joy out of this. If you're extremely hard to please and hate change, then this probably isn't for you, but come on. To start off, we're literally getting more Doom content that's free. Even if it's a little different than what we're used to, you can download it and try it out without paying a dime, and who doesn't love free Doom content? This is the perfect thing for us to sit down and play on the side while we wait through those long and intense content droughts. The game is described as a single-touch, roguelite top-down shooter set in the animated Doom universe of Mighty Doom, which may not sound interesting at first, I know, but it can still offer something that we're not used to. While it looks a little simple and silly, this game actually seems to be somewhat challenging and requires you to dash, dodge, glory kill, and swap to special weapons, so it already has somewhat of a unique combat loop inspired by Eternal. And just in case having a unique yet familiar third-person version of the Doom Eternal combat loop wasn't good enough, they also have some returning fan-favorite demons that we haven't seen in years. The Hellraiser from Doom 2016 seems to be a fairly common demon that you can see in a lot of the provided promo screenshots and trailers, which is absolutely great considering how he's a fan-favorite demon. They've also decided to bring the Nightmare Imp from Doom 64 back into the roster, which was a demon I really wanted to see in Eternal but didn't get to, so I'm pretty happy about that. It's also really cool to see all of those Demon and Slayer toy designs being put to good use. Everyone already loves these things, so I think it's a lot better that they used these designs instead of making them look similar to Eternal. If we're being entirely honest, anything more realistic than this probably would have looked terrible. There's also the added benefits of getting to see the classic and gold Slayer skins be turned into mini Slayers, along with an entirely new Crimson skin. These look extremely cool, but you've probably already spotted the biggest issue this game has. The classic Slayer skin is $12. This is a pretty absurd price for something this small, even with the listed benefits. Mighty Doom looks fairly solid in most departments, but it's really weighed down by the typical microtransactions found in just about every modern-day mobile game. The reliance on paid items to progress seems to get really bad once you progress far into the levels, but this is an issue that the devs are aware of and are seemingly looking to balance out at some point. Not only does Mighty Doom have straight up paid skins, it also has 3 different currencies and some form of loot boxes. You can obviously earn all of this stuff naturally, but it's such a slow rate that you might as well just buy them, which is kind of a point of a mobile game. So, is Mighty Doom perfect? No, absolutely not. It's a third-person mobile game spin-off of an iconic AAA first-person shooter with an art style that completely misses the target audience. It features a really weird combat system that doesn't necessarily completely mix well with Doom Eternal, and it also has microtransactions and loot boxes. But, does that mean that we have to hate this? Also no. While it currently has some issues with balancing microtransactions and some bugs, Bethesda has kept this game very restricted over the past year. Which kinda goes to show that they want to get this right before making it available worldwide. They're really trying to avoid a massive disappointment with both fans and newcomers, and I think that alone shows that there is hope for Mighty Doom. At the very least, it's a fun Doom spin-off that we can play in our spare time while waiting for major content announcements from the big stuff. This game also seems to get updated and overhauled pretty frequently, so we'll certainly get our Doom fix if it releases soon, which I assume it will. After being in active development for well over a year, I figure that they'll announce this at this year's QuakeCon, then we can all finally get to try this out. I want to know what your opinions on Mighty Doom are so far, though, so leave a comment down below telling me what you think. I'm personally very optimistic considering how drastically it's improved since I initially found it back in January of 2021. Like I mentioned earlier, it just recently hit me that this will most likely be the next official entry in the Doom franchise, which is why I made this video, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then be sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new here. It would really help me out and I would genuinely really appreciate it. We are so close to getting to 10k subscribers, so I could really use all the help I can get. That is just about all I have for today's video, though, so thank you all for watching. Until next time.